The stunning natural beauty of Minnesota is the backdrop for the premier bicycle stage race in the Midwest, the Nature Valley Grand Prix. This 5-day event features long, grueling road stages, as well as the hardest criterium in America on the final day. The field here includes some of the top professional cyclists in North America. John Leeswin is a former winner and the captain of the fearsome HealthNet team, which has dominated American cycling this year. The Nature Valley Grand Prix, next. Kent Gordis along with Bob Roll, and we're set up for the St. Paul Riverfront Time Trial.
And there is the start of the 2002 champion of this event, John Leeswin, leading the HealthNet squad. Here's Carl Menzies, strongman from Australia. Team advantage benefits out on course. You can see that very aerodynamic position he's using in this 4.5-mile prologue. And there's Leeswin trying to win this race again that he's done once before in 2002.
Now, John Leeswin, of course, by now is a veteran of American cycling, but here's Chris Baldwin, who's the real American time trial specialist.
This is a protege in the time trial event. Chris Baldwin, one of the best time trialists in North America and former national champion at this discipline. And here comes Leeswin to the finish line.
John Leeswin's going to come in, and his time is going to be the best one so far, 9:03. Of course, a lot of the top guys are still out there on the course.
Solid time by Leeswin. I think you're going to need to go under 9 minutes, though, to win this event. 4.5 miles. Here we see Danny Pate, former world champion, the under 23s in this event right here, looking to do a fast time for the Jelly Belly squad.
Now, Danny Pate, of course, is wonderful time trials. Carl Menzies coming into the finish line. Look at his time, Bob.
Great time, 13 seconds faster than Leeswin's fastest time so far. 8 minutes, 50 seconds for the 4.5-mile course.
Now, Chris Baldwin's still out on the course. This course here on the St. Paul is on the Mississippi Riverfront. It's an out and back. It's totally flat, and it's really going to favor an athlete like Chris Baldwin.
This is a very fast bike racer. Chris Baldwin, specialist at the time trial discipline, down on the drops, coming towards the finish line.
Now, coming toward the finish, the rider in second place on our picture in the yellow and blue is Garrett Piltonen. He's a teammate of Carl Menzies. He's going to finish at 8:54, 4 seconds slower than Carl Menzies.
That's a great time, so that team is on fire. Danny Pate accelerating after the U-turn at the end of the course. Just about 2.5 miles from the finish line now. Danny Pate down in the drops himself. And here comes Chris Baldwin, almost catching the rider in front of him, coming to the finish line. Let's see what kind of time that is. Struggling to get there. 8:40. That is the current best time. Great ride by Chris Baldwin.
Now the question is, can Danny Pate, the other time trial specialist, better that time? I think he's going to have a tough time because 8:40 on this course is really a fantastic performance.
Oh, that is a great average speed for Chris Baldwin. Danny Pate sprinting. Fourth fastest time so far, 8:55. Good ride by Danny Pate, but not quite enough to beat Chris Baldwin, who wins stage number 1, the time trial.
So Chris Baldwin, of course, becomes our leader in the Nature Valley Grand Prix. He's going to take over the leader's yellow and black jersey now in Stage 2. Stage 2 is the Mankato road race, a very difficult road race, which is really new this year in the Nature Valley Grand Prix.
There's a very tough finishing circuit for the riders today, and there is Danny Pate. John Leeswin sitting in 8th overall, lining up next to his teammate, the Canadian road champion, Gord Fraser, one of the winningest bike racers on the North American circuit.
Now the question, of course, is Chris Baldwin has the leader's jersey. He's not really a climbing specialist. He only has 2 other teammates here with the Navigators team, so we'll see what happens when the Nature Valley Grand Prix continues. The Nature Valley Grand Prix is brought to you by Nature Valley, the energy bar nature intended, by Great River Energy, providing electricity to 28 cooperatives in Minnesota, and by Caribou Coffee. Life is short, stay awake for it. The Great River Energy Bicycle Festival benefits children's hospitals and clinics of Minnesota. Kent Gordis and Bob Roll back at the Nature Valley Grand Prix, part of the Great River Energy Bicycle Festival. Well, it's Stage 2 here in the Nature Valley Grand Prix. A group of 17 broke away after 36 miles. We're now in the final 2.3-mile circuits in Mankato, a very steep hill, and John Leeswin is in the lead of this bike race.
John Leeswin, they're putting in a huge effort, breaking away from the breakaway. His companions being joined there by Caleb Mannion of the Jelly Belly squad, and it looks like Sean Milne coming across for the Navigator squad. They're just out of your picture. Look at the effort on Leeswin's face.
Now, one thing to keep in mind, Bob, is that Chris Baldwin started today's stage in the lead. He is so far behind, he's guaranteed to lose the lead. One of the riders from this group will be the leader at the end of today's stage.
A big gap between the breakaway and the field. There's Sean Milne trying to get across on this very steep hill. There's the main field, 1:43 seconds behind already. That will probably go out towards the finish line as our 3 leaders will fight out the stage win. And for the leader's jersey, our erstwhile overnight leader, a long ways behind. Chris Baldwin did a great time trial but didn't make the breakaway. These 2 men did, Mannion and Leeswin. Mannion sitting on the wheel of Leeswin. That's a good move. marking the man from the Health Net squad, going for the stage win. Just a couple of corners to go. These two riders are just about to be joined by Sean Milne. A great ride by the Navigators man, trying to go right straight past, but look at the heads-up riding by Leesman right onto the wheel of Milne. One corner to the finish line. Leesman in the perfect position there. A little bit of inexperience perhaps for the rider on the Navigator squad, leading out a little bit too early. Now Leesman making his move to the line. Mannion trying to come around, but not quite enough, and Leesman a great stage win, and that with the time bonus will put him into the lead of the GC as well. Great riding by John Leesman.
So the stage winner is John Leesman of Team HealthNet. Team HealthNet, which has been dominating this season, although this is actually John's first victory of the year. So a very good victory for him. He has always ridden very well here at the Nature Valley Grand Prix. In the GC, John Leesman is in the lead. Sean Milne in second place. Tyler Farrar of Team HealthNet in third. And let's see what John Leesman had to say.
I've got 3 strong teammates, and we're going to have to come up with a good strategy to try to hold on to the yellow jersey. I'm not going to just roll over and let it go. I'm going to fight with everything. I know my teammates will fight with everything they've got to try to hold on to the leader's jersey.
Well, John Leesman, of course, is a veteran of the American circuit. He's done well here at the Nature Valley Grand Prix in the past. It's an event he likes, and I think one thing we can say about John Leesman is that he's become more sophisticated tactically over the years. Now we're on to stage 3. It's the Minneapolis Downtown Classic, a classic American criterium. And the question is, can a criterium like this really have any effect on the GC?
This should be a stage for the sprinters. The GC, not usually shooken up by a criterium, but in bike racing, you never know. We'll come right back to the criterium.
Welcome back to the Nature Valley Grand Prix, part of the Great River Energy Bicycle Festival. Well, in the first stage, the winner was Chris Baldwin, the top time trial specialist in North America. But in stage 2, a strong breakaway by John Leesman, the captain of the HealthNet team. And in the final sprint, Leesman beat out Caleb Mannion and Sean Milne to take over the leader's jersey. Well, we're back at the Minneapolis Downtown Classic, Stage 3 of the Nature Valley Grand Prix, part of the Great River Energy Bicycle Festival. You know, in a stage race like this, a criterium is primarily for show so that people can really watch the action. Another big part of the show, though, is the fact that the Nature Valley Grand Prix is a benefit for the Children's Hospitals and Clinics of Minnesota. Well, Children's Hospital really benefits from this wonderful bike event. We've got 3 laps to go in this Minneapolis Downtown Classic. It's Matt Dubberly of the McGuire Cycling Team off the lead here. And oh, my goodness!
Matt Dubberly going down there, miscalculating that corner, and it takes out the other riders in the field. Unbelievable pile up there. This is what can happen and change a bike race so quickly. Just 3 laps to go. Everything in order up until this point, and now absolute pandemonium.
Absolute pandemonium, Bob, and actually John Leesman, who's our leader, got caught in the pileup. That means that because we have 5 laps to go in this criterium, if he cannot catch up to somebody who's a danger man on the GC, John Leesman stands a very good chance of losing his overall lead.
It'll be a desperate chase by John Leesman as he tries to extract himself from this big pile up there caused by Matt Dubberly going into that last corner too quickly. Unbelievable crash here, and this is going to be a real shakeup for the general classification.
Now here we have the lead group. The rider in the back of the lead group is actually Sean Milne. Sean Milne started today in second place in the GC. There is John Leesman. He's just a few seconds behind, but that's the whole difference. He started today only with a 21-second lead.
21 seconds, and if you see the gap just up to the road there, it's about that. So we'll have to see if we have a new leader. Very desperate situation at the moment. Here's the gap now. Here comes the riders to the finish line. It's Sean Milne winning the stage, 17 seconds ahead of the riders behind. You can look, and there's clear daylight, so they'll start the clock now. Great stage win, no matter what the results of that crash were on the GC for Sean Milne.
Now, Sean Milne obviously won the stage. He was ahead of John Leesman, but also he got a time bonus. So now the question is, does he have enough time to take over the overall lead from John Leesman? And he does. John Leesman's going to be in second place. The question is John Leesman going to feel good about how this lead changed? We talked to Sean Milne and John Leesman about the situation.
I wasn't going for time. This is my first NRC win. I'm a rookie on our team, so that's all I was thinking about. I mean, if I could, I'd have Leishman right up with me because I don't want to take advantage of a GC overall because of a crash.
It was hard to lose the lead this way. I don't think if I had been Sean Milne, I would have ridden that way. I wouldn't be wanting to wear the yellow jersey tomorrow, profiting from someone else's fall. So, you know, if that's the way he wants to play, you know, I'll remember it.
Well, some pretty harsh words from John Leesman. Of course, Sean Milne, a rookie rider. I don't think it's really clear that Sean Milne necessarily knew that John Leesman was behind.
Well, it's a pretty chaotic situation with just 3 laps to go. Usually you don't see big gaps, And there's the leader's jersey being awarded to Milne at the end of a very wild and woolly downtown classic criterium in Minneapolis. But I think that's a deserving prize for himself. He won the stage and got the time bonus, and now is our race leader.
Now, of course, we're on to stage 4, which is a Red Wing road race. The real question for Sean Milne will be, he's got a team that's a lot smaller and has fewer teammates than John Leeswin. He's also a rookie, and this stage 4 is a very, very difficult race. It's the longest stage of the Nature Valley Grand Prix, 102 miles, and it's quite hilly.
Very hilly stage your riders will face today, including that man, our current race leader, Sean Milne of the Navigator Squad. We'll be right back for stage number 4.
Stage 2 victory, the leader of the Nature Valley Grand Prix was John Leeswin of the HealthNet team. Stage 3 was supposed to be nothing but a simple criterium, but a crash with 3 laps to go left half the field caught behind, including John Leeswin. He fought hard to try to catch up, but was not able to. The stage victory went to Sean Milne. He's our current leader. Kent Gordis and Bob Roll back at the Nature Valley Grand Prix, part of the Great River Energy Festival. We're in stage 4, the Red Wing Road Race. We're on the finishing circuits back in Red Wing, and Danny Pate, Gord Fraser, and Carl Menzies are away with Page and Jensen, who are danger men, right behind them in 4th and 5th. Sean Milne and Leeswin are in the lead pack behind, but right now the real issue is Page and Jensen, who are far enough ahead to potentially take over the lead on GC.
Jonathan Page having a good day out on the roads. This breakaway being covered by the teammate of John Leeswin. Leeswin here is leading the chasing group. Page and Jensen up the road. Gord Fraser in between. There's Sean Milne. He's the overall leader, hanging tough there, trying to stay on the wheel of John Leeswin, who's having a great day out on the roads today.
Now, Sean Milne, of course, has been out there defending his lead all day. HealthNet is the big team in America. They've got more riders here, so I think it's been a very, very tough day for him. These are the 3 guys ahead. This is Carl Menzies. Gord Fraser's behind him, and, of course, Danny Pate. And these guys are not danger men on the GC, but look what's happening now. The main pack has just caught Page and Jensen. That was a huge move for both Sean Milne and John Leeswin, the 2 guys who are really contending for GC. I think now they're going to let the 3 guys out front stay ahead and contest the stage win, but this is where the race for the overall lead is taking place.
Here's all of our general classification leaders, and here is the sprint for the win. Gord Fraser, probably the fastest man consistently in North America. Pretty easy stage win and another great ride with the HealthNet squad. Let's see where the GC men are.
Well, the GC men are not far behind. Of course, the real issue here is that nothing is going to change on GC today, but after 102 miles in brutal heat and rain and these incredible hills, the question is, are these guys still fresh? The pack comes in, they sprint for the line. Sean Milne is going to retain his lead, but will he be able to retain it tomorrow in the Stillwater Criterium, which is the grand finale of this event and probably the hardest single day of American cycling?
Well, you could almost feel the fatigue in Sean Milne's legs as he came across the line, but he did a great job defending his jersey. That was a sprint for 4th place we just saw, taken out by Brian Jensen, a minute 31 behind. Here's the overall. Number 1, Sean Milne, holding onto that jersey, 27 seconds ahead of John Leeswin in 2nd place.
It was just brutal all day. It was just really hard. Just fighting for position, little time to recover, and the heat was just brutal enough where you needed to get water all the time.
I have to hand it to Sean Milne. After as upset as I was about last night's race, on reconsideration, Sean Milne just did what he was told to do.
Well, John Leeswin has changed his tune dramatically since last night. Of course, one day's perspective doesn't hurt. A stage win by his teammate Gord Fraser is good too. Sean Milne retains the lead going into tomorrow's Stillwater Criterium, but I think Team HealthNet is in an excellent position given how difficult tomorrow's stage is. Well, the Nature Valley Grand Prix is the Midwest's #1 stage race and also features a top women's field. Like the men, the women started out on the St. Paul Riverfront time trial. T-Mobile's Kimberly Baldwin set the early time to beat. Her teammate, Corey Seehafer, was only a second slower at the finish. Would it be a T-Mobile sweep? Not exactly. American cycling's time trial ace is Christine Thorburn. She's been having an excellent season, having already won the Redlands Bicycle Classic in April. Stage 2, the Mankato Road Race, and Thorburn wears the leader's yellow and black jersey. This long stage ended with the grueling climbs of the finishing circuits, where the favorites broke away from the main field. In the end, Thorburn took a solo victory, thus increasing her overall lead on the GC. Next, the Minneapolis Downtown Classic, held in conjunction with the popular concert series. Lots of speed and flash to wow the crowds. And while the German sprint ace Ina Yoko Teutenberg took the stage win, Thorburn held on to the overall. Stage 4, the Red Wing Road Race, the longest single day of racing in the Nature Valley Grand Prix. The hills were not the toughest, but the weather wreaked havoc on the field. In the end, the wily Tina Pick of Team Monex sprinted to the stage win, but Thorburn was close behind, thus retaining her leader's jersey. Stage 5, the final and infamous Stillwater criterium, called the toughest criterium in America. The notorious Chilcote Hill is steep and comes around every 2 minutes or so. Thorburn had her work cut out for her, controlling Tina Pick, and while Pick took the stage win and a time bonus, Thorburn was in the lead pack and went on to capture the overall victory. And so the Nature Valley Grand Prix champion is Christine Thorburn. Tina Pick in second place, Corey C. Hafer in third. Let's talk to Christine Thorburn.
I'm really happy to win here. This is my first time to Nature Valley Grand Prix. 2 years ago, I broke my collarbone. Last year, I was a little too close to the National Time Trial Championships that I was really shooting for. But I've been wanting to come back to the Midwest because I grew up in Iowa, so this is fairly close to home. So I'm really happy to win here.
Christine Thorburn is a 2005 Nature Valley Grand Prix champion. Well-deserved victory for Christine Thorburn in the women's edition of the Nature Valley Grand Prix. The men are now at Stage 5, the Stillwater Criterium, the pièce de résistance of this race. We saw Sean Milne discussing with Emil Abraham, the points leader. But of course, I think the focus today has to be on this man, John Leeswin, and his team helping.
This is a very tough stage, the Stillwater stage of the Nature Valley Grand Prix, always playing the biggest factor in the general classification battle, and you can see just why this huge hill that the riders have to go up every time out in the Stillwater race.
And you know, there are a number of races in America that have a similar hill. This is very short, it's extremely steep. I think what's really unusual about this is that it's such a short, steep hill so many times because the course is so short.
Very short course, and each time the riders come around here, the race splits up a little bit, and the strong men come right to the front. Now, this is the way to defend if you're the race leader from the front. And there you see the rider from the Navigator squad, our current leader, Sean Milne, doing a great job to defend the jersey. There's Gord Fraser on the front of the race. A little bit of an action here, there. The Health Net riders and the Jelly Belly riders going right to the front of the stage.
Well, now, Gord Fraser's had an issue with the race officials here. There's John Leeswin taking over. You know, he's working really hard because he's in an excellent position to take over the lead from Sean Milne. One thing about John Leeswin to remember is that he did crash 2 days ago. He did pull his groin. He did tell us that he was having trouble with it yesterday, the previous day in Red Wing, but he looks to be better right now. So Sean Milne is completely alone.
Sean Milne without any teammates at the moment, and John Leeswin flying up the road. You can see the damage to the peloton already. Second place overall, the start of the stage, 27 seconds behind our race leader, who we don't see there now in the breakaway, Sean Milne. Sean Milne perhaps feeling the effects of defending that jersey on a very hard stage yesterday and a big, tough climb on today's stage. Look at the speed these riders are going at. John Leeswin doing a great job. And look at our race leader in big trouble now. Sean Milne has already been dropped a minute 18 behind, so he's about to lose everything in the Nature Valley Grand Prix.
Right, at this point, Sean Milne is actually out of the lead already. Unless he can somehow make the time back up, John Leeswin is basically guaranteed to win this race. It's not inconceivable that Sean Milne will make the time back up, but I think given how hard he's worked the entire time, it's not going to be possible. Now we're coming to the finish, Bob Key.
Here we see the breakaway sprinting for the finish line. John Leeswin knows at this point that he's going to win the race. He would love to get another stage, but look at that sprint going up the road by England from the Advantage Benefit Squad. No one's going to come around him. Great stage win for the small team from the Midwest. There you see Danny Pate coming across in the King of the Mountain jersey, but look in the green just behind. That is John Leeswin doing what he has to do, dropping Milne and winning for the second time the Nature Valley Grand Prix. Number one there, that is your overall winner. Didn't get the stage, but got the overall great riding by John Leeswin, your Nature Valley Grand Prix 2005 champion.
Now, of course, Sean Milne has not yet crossed the finish line, but we are so certain that John Leeswin has won because Sean Milne has dropped so much time. He's going to finish 30th in this stage. He's actually going to drop to 7th overall in the final standings. Still a wonderful ride for Sean Milne. This is his first year as a pro on the American circuit, and I think this has been his best performance so far. On the stage, Richard England, our stage winner, 57 minutes, 15 seconds. Ben Raby in second place. John Leeswin finishes 7th, and of course, Sean Milne in 30th place. In the overall final standings, John Leeswin is our champion. Aaron Olson of the Colavita Olive Oil team in second place, 56 seconds back. Brian Jensen in third place, Jonathan Page in fourth, and Sean Milne finishes 6th. In the sprint classification, it's Emil Abraham of the Monex team from Trinidad in first. In the mountains classification, Danny Payne ends up winning the polka dot jersey. And in the best young rider standings is Tyler Farrar in first place, a teammate. Let's talk to John Leeswin.
This Stillwater Criterium is one of the most fun bike races in America, just because the organizers permit the fans to get right out on the road for the very steep climb up Chilcote Hill here. So, you know, that really is energizing, motivational for the riders.
Well, it's fitting that as we watch Richard England with the stage podium, that John Leesland, who's a Midwesterner, has done so well in this Midwestern stage race, really the Midwest top stage race.
Great, surprising win. Almost out of nowhere came this man, John Leeswood. He had some strong words to say directed towards Milne, but in the end, I think it was a fair, good race, and there's your overall champion for the second time in his career, just before his retirement. And it's a great ride by John Leeswood. Congratulations.
And congratulations as well to Sean Milne, the rookie of the Navigators team, who fought hard, was not able to get the overall victory, but a fantastic ride. For Bob Roll, I'm Kent Gordes saying so long from the Nature Valley Grand Prix.